Good morning. The September 10th, 2014 meeting of the Board of Estimates is now called to order. In the interest of promoting the order and efficiency of these hearings, persons who are disruptive to these hearings will be asked to leave immediately. Madam Deputy Controller, are there any corrections, additions, or deferrals on the agenda?
Good morning. For today's meeting, for page 58, we have two corrections. Under action requested on line 1, at the end of that first line, it says task number 2. Please change that to task 1. Under MBEW participation, it currently reads MBU set goals of 27.59%. Please delete 27.59 and replace that with 27%. The board also received protests from Ms. Kim Trueheart for pages 35 to 36, items 1 and 2, page 38, item 7, page 51, page 54, item 3, and pages 1 to 77, all items on the agenda. The board did review Ms. Trueheart's protests. However, they will not be heard today. They will be sent to the submitting agencies to review and respond directly to Ms. Trueheart. For page 38, item number 6, a protest has been received from PAPCO Solutions. We have the following items that are being deferred. Page 30 to 31 for 1 week, and page 65 to 66, number 7, for 1 week. We have one item that is being moved to the non-routine agenda, and that is page 38, item number 6. The following items that were on the non-routine are being moved to the routine agenda, and those are page 25, item number 7, and page 58 to 59. I have the following abstentions to note. Acting on behalf of the Honorable Mayor Rawlings Blake, Mr. Raymond will abstain on page 68 only. On page 68, Baltimore Clay Works only, I apologize. Page 73, Live Baltimore only. Page 75, Parks and People Foundation only. And page 75, Port Discovery Children Museum only. The Honorable President Young will abstain on page 32 and on page 64, item 5. Also, the President Young will vote no on pages 47 to 48. The Honorable Comptroller will abstain on page 32, page 33, pages 35 to 36, items 1 and 2, page 64, item 6, on page 68 for Associated Black Charities only, and on page 75 for Roberta's House only. Mr. Henry Raymond will act and sit on behalf of the Honorable Mayor Rawlings Blake today. As a result of those changes, the only item that remains on the non-routine agenda is page 38, number 6. There was one item that was on the non-routine agenda, which was page 35 to 36, as a protest. That protest will not be heard by the board, as the party submitting it does not meet the requirements, as they did not bid on this particular item. Thank you.
Thank you. I would direct the board members' attention to the memorandum from our office dated September the 8th, 2014, identifying matters to be considered as routine agenda items together with any correction and additions that have been noted by the Deputy Controller. I will entertain a motion to approve all of the items contained on the routine agenda.
Move approval of all items on the routine agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The motion carried. The routine agenda has been adopted. The first item on the non-routine agenda can be found on page 38, recommendation for contract awards rejections, item 6, B50003431, gasoline and diesel fuel. Will the parties please come forward?
Tim Cross, City Purchasing Agent. This is the award of gasoline and diesel fuel to Space Petroleum and Chemical Company for $54 million.
State your name.
Charles Joanidis with PAPCO, Inc.
Okay, okay, yes. Good morning. Thank you for, is it on? Okay. Thank you for listening to us this morning. We, PEPCO, are the current supplier to the city, have been for the last 15 years of gasoline and diesel fuel. We submitted a bid on the current bid, this up for review, and we believe that our bid was the bid that not only complied with all of the requirements, but also was the lowest cost bid to the city. And we are mystified at how the calculation was done to select another vendor whose bid appears to be significantly higher in price than ours.
Good morning, members of the board. Thomas Corey, Chief of the Minority and Women's Business Opportunity Office. We found PAPCO's bid non-compliant as they didn't achieve the goals. It seems to me that they understood the contract to be just for the supply of diesel fuel, when in fact it is a service contract because the subcontractor is being hired to supply and deliver the fuel to the site where it is to be used. So in that instance, 100% of the goal can be achieved as a supplier and as a service contract, whereas PAPCO listed their achievement as 25% of the goal, 3.75% as a supplier, and that's a misunderstanding of the way the rule is applied. We've consistently applied the rule as far as these types of contracts as being a service contract throughout the time that, at least, that I've been here.
Yeah, I have one too.
Mhm.
You can go first.
You're saying supplier. You mean a non-manufacturing supplier? Because isn't there a formula that you only have to achieve 25% or 15% to get the 3.75%?
It's not that you only have to apply, that you can only achieve 25% of the goals through a non-manufacturing supplier. This is a service contract where you're hiring the fuel company to supply and deliver the fuel. And in fact, if you look at PAPCO's statement of intent, they retained has it as delivering diesel fuel, but they only achieved 3.75% of the goal. It's a 15% goal. So as a service contract, you are able to achieve the entire goal by this particular service of supplying and delivering the fuel.
Let me ask you, so previously, in 2009, they were found compliant, but in 2014, they made the same request, but they are found non-compliant.
I can speak to it.
Right here on July the 21st, 2009, it says MBU determined the bidder had determined a good faith and they were approved in the yellow highlight.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
My-
Previous bid before that, we were approved also. So
Right.
twice in a row,
Right.
the exact same language was considered compliant, and now it's considered non-compliant.
And you're using the same MBA. How much a difference in price were the two bids?
I don't have that information. The Bureau of Purchases would have that.
Mr. President, that assumes that PAPCO is the next bidder who would be awarded, and that's not necessarily the case.
What's the difference in price?
We would have to go through another calculation to see what the exact difference would be across the vendors.
You said your
Right.
bid was lower. What was your bid?
Yes. Well, it's fairly complicated because there's a lot of items and different products and different delivery
I'm just
sizes or whatever.
interested
But
in
I-
saving money for the city.
Yes, I do have a graph here. Each of you. Oops, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sure. What you can see here at the top, we've listed the there are 12 different products and categories that there are prices on. And there are more than that, actually, but several of the products are almost never used. So this is of the most of the thing. And you can see on this chart that of the 12 items, on 10 of the 12, we had the lower price. And if you were to extend the math out and do the savings, no matter how you divide it up, it would come out cheaper. There's also differences, as you can see here, between fixed pricing and variable pricing, and obviously we don't know what the city would ultimately split that. The city has the option on this contract to lock in for fixed prices or to let the prices float with the weekly market. And each year, you do a different thing based on the consultations with us. So it's a valuable tool for the city. We're the only supplier that's ever given that option to the city. But, clearly, that if you do the math, our price is lower no matter what assumptions you make.
So your price is lower than the 54 million that's awarded to Space Patrol?
Yes, because like I said, that 54 million, I'm sure, is an estimate based on how someone decided how much of the business is going to be fixed and how much is escalating and how much is going to be gasoline and how much is diesel. But
It is a complicated analysis, and Space Petroleum, in looking at that analysis, does not necessarily come out to be the second based on the way the city would be using the contract. Now, Space Petroleum would not have, if goals had been completely waived, Space Petroleum would not have been the lowest bidder. But in looking at the way that this analysis works here, the next lowest bidder would not have been PAPCO.
Should we defer this and you do the calculation and bring it back?
I would recommend that unless the board determined that there should be a waiver of goals, that Space Petroleum is indeed the responsible bidder and the awardee on this contract.
But shouldn't we be consistent? You approved it in the past and you're changing it now. So
It's actually, Madam Controller, as you know, not our approval,
Right,
but we do go with
Right.
what EMBO has done.
Based on this information, I would ask that we would defer it because I was not aware that, and I'd like to find out exactly why it was ruled one way in 2009 and differently this time. So if we could have a week to do that, we would appreciate it.
Okay.
And we'd be comfortable with that as long as EMBO.
yeah, and
Like
I
to do
think
that.
the definitions, should be clear, from the lawyers. I mean, I also did provide the language, which sounds like everyone has already read, that only 25% of the expenditure, the MBE may be from a non-manufacturing supplier, which is what our subcontractor is also the same one that Space selected. And I don't even think they had done business with them before, but they kind of copied what we did last time and tried to steal our MBE. But in any case,
We're deferring it for a week.
yeah,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Is there a motion to defer?
Motion to defer for 1 week.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The motion carried. There being no more business before the board, the meeting will recess till bid opening at 12 noon. Thank you.
I can't respond to that because I have no knowledge of it. They have not briefed me, so I would like to wait until I'm briefed, because I do.
Silly of me to think.
You can in a minute, but Good afternoon. I apologize for the delay. One of our members is unexpectedly detained in another commitment, and if you all will agree, we will get started without that member, and then when he comes, he'll join us, or we can wait. So what is your preference? Do you agree for us to start? Okay, fine, then we will get started. And he'll join us as soon as he gets freed up from his meeting. The Board of Ed is now in session for the opening and receiving the bids, and again, I apologize for the delay. We have 3 addenda for today's meeting, and they are as follows. SC 7762R, rehab and replacement of Highlandtown Storm Water Pump Station. Please change the bid due date from September 10th to September 17, 2014. We also have B50003711, regular cab dump truck. Please change the bid due date from September 10th to September 17, 2014. Fuel system testing and inspection of fuel facilities, and that is B50003617. Please change the bid due date to September 17th, 2014. Are there any objections to the addenda? No. Hearing no objection, the addenda are accepted. WC 1266R, Mount Vernon and Seton Hill areas, water main replacements. Civil Construction, LLC, with a bid bond. $8,399,660. J. Fletcher Kramer and Son, with a bid bond. $9,634,359. And that again is with a bid bond. Metra Industries with a bid bond. $13,845,550. And again, that is with a bid bond. You see a bid bond? Thank you. Anchor Construction Corporation with a bid bond. $11,328,100.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Water and Wastewater for tabulation.
And we can put that on top of this now. Okay, here's gonna be the next one. It's the original, and that's the copy. Okay. Right. Let me make sure. B50003705, Sprinter Cargo Van. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Contemporary Motor Car, Inc., $47,743 $1,000,000.85. These all go together. Oh, wait a minute, I must have, sorry. American Truck and Bus, Inc., $49,784. Refer these to the Bureau of Purchases.
These bids will be reviewed, will be referred to the Bureau of Purchasing for review.
Okay, we'll keep this together. B50003704, brush chipper. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Okay. Security Equipment Company, $75,580. Vermeer Mid-Atlantic, Inc., $87,930. Yes, Bureau of Purchases for tabulation
These
report.
bids will be reviewed, will be referred to the Bureau of Purchasing for review.
Okay, that goes there. B50003692, provide plastic meter boxes. A bid bond is not required. Okay. Looks like it's an item bid. We're going to read this one here, though. Okay. Bel Air Road Supply Company, Inc., $52,358. HD Supply Waterworks Limited, $92,150. Did I make a mistake here? Let me see. I'm looking for one to be, excuse me. By mistake. Let me see. Yeah, I'm sorry. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Ferguson Waterworks, $90,000. It's just really these two things here times two is what it is. So they would add those two, but I'm not going to do the math for them. Okay. LB Water Service, Inc. We're unable to read a price because the amount was not totaled. Yeah, for review.
These bids will be referred to purchasing for review.
B50003713, liquid chlorine. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Yeah, okay. So gotta find a bid bond for them. 'Cause it's over 100. Oh, wait a minute. I got a copy. You may have an original. just check, yes. Mhm. Just a photocopy. Oh, yeah. Okay. It has to be on the bid bond, though. Let's see. It's a seal. Let me just see. See, it's not. See, so it has to be on this and on this. These are all photocopies. They say certified. Is it certified or not? They do say here, but they don't accept it. Shall be valid, but I don't know if it's certified. So they have to, I'm gonna probably further on to see. Let me see if this is it here. Sometimes they don't allow photocopy, but I don't know what they mean by certified. I don't see a clause that said certified, so we'll send it all on the side. Okay, thank you. All right, good. All right, I'm gonna finish this notes. I'm gonna refer to law. We won't read the price. I'm gonna refer to law, so I'll make a motion in a minute. I make a motion to refer the bid of Cooney Chemical Company to the Law Department for review.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, there being no objection, so moved, refer to the Law Department. Put this one together with this note. Take it down. still have one though. Let me see. Two issues on this. Doesn't matter. Since the amount is. Yeah, they didn't do the first bid. Okay, so it was 75,000. Okay. Univar USA Inc. This is an item bid. There are two items. Item 1 is no bid. Item 2 is $75,000. And you can refer the one bid to. Refer the one bid to purchasing for tabulation.
One bid will be referred to the Law Department. The other bid will be referred to Bureau of Purchasing for review.
Here's our last one. See if I can. You have a paper, staple remover? Staple remover, please. Yes, okay, thank you. Yes, okay. I think that you just usually have a more to make sure. So everything else, okay, that's good. This is B50003708. Installation services for operable wall system. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Oh, here's your copy. Here, right there, right there. I think it's down here. Okay. National Air Wall Systems with a check. $294,850. Thank you. And that's theirs too. That's part of it. I'll put this, this is part of the original, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, that's good. Hawkeye Construction with a bid bond, $458,800. Again, that is with a bid bond.
These will be referred to the Bureau of Purchasing for review.
There being no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you very much. We did a good job. Yes, we did. Excellent. Your department's great. We had a good time. You know, really, we have questions. We talk about stuff. So it's really good. So I thank you.
DOE go today.
Yes, we'll pick up the ground later on.
Welcome to the wonderful world of entertainment. We're about to turn you on to numero unos in town, numero unos in sound. Where we come from, we definitely believe in throwing down. Females, fly guys.
My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids stone tripping at the disco. Got the kids stone tripping at the disco. My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids stone tripping at the disco. Got the kids stone tripping at the disco. Right now on the mic tonight, young handsome brother on the disco hype. Got the butterfly collar and the skins to match. 10 crates in the booth, got a break to catch. Skills needed to